Hi Brian, I opened your file in Chief Architect Premiere X6, and in order to send it back to you after I'm done, I'm going to go over here to Plan Defaults and set it to being allowed to be edited in Home Designer Products, which includes Architectural 2015. So that's done. Now in Premiere and in Pro, I can do lots of things that you can't do in architectural, like select a roof plane. And see what the problem is here is this one for some reason is growing up in here, and I'm just going to alter it so it doesn't do that. Just actually, in actual fact, this roof plane's kind of not necessary. I'm just going to delete it. And we'll take this one here and reshape it to fill in this hole. This is what I meant by after I'm done, please don't rebuild roofs, because then this work that I'm doing now will be undone, and architectural tends to make the same mistakes over and over again. I mean, you know, cheap Architect Pro is about $495. This dialog here, I never use it. I'm just going to say, don't show me this again, and cancel. And so I'm reshaping this roof plane. Now I've got this edge here. I'm going to reattach it to this edge, or try to. I've probably got, okay, that worked. We'll go over here to this part of the plan, and this ridge here, see it's got some extra breaks in it. I'm going to get rid of those by dragging them to the corner. One at a time. And once that's just one line and a second line, I can, join the roof edges there like that. And this line ought to join to this one, okay. That's right. We'll continue reshaping it until it fits properly. It should break along in there. Why this artifact is coming up, I don't know why it's there, but it'll go away when I'm done. Take this long line and make it into 3 lines, one for there. See, that artifact already went away. I wasn't worried about that. Okay, that looks okay. And we need to reshape it again. Out here, break this line into 2 lines. Not sure, I had to get another viewpoint to see what's going on here. Those should join. Okay, now we got something funny going on over there, but I can't really see what it is from this angle. Okay, this edge should come down kind of like that. Let me look at this in plan view for a second and turn this grid off. I never use the grid. Yeah, this side of the roof should, this side of the roof over here should look like this side, but it doesn't currently look that way. So I think I'll take this roof plane and copy it. Using transform replicate, I'm going to make a copy and then reflect vertically the copy. Like that. And we'll move that over in here where it goes. And then this edge, no, I see this edge would connect to the adjacent edge of that. That's beginning to look a little bit better. And the ridge that I created, I'm going to connect it. Not quite sure how this is going to end up. Yeah, that looks like it connects over here. Hmm. Now this I'm going to move out of the way for now, so I can get this ridge here connected. Not quite sure that works, but I don't think it's going to be this particular shape that I have it in. I'm just going to try to straighten it up some. Now these edges seem to join okay, this one and this one. And this will probably be a different angle from here on out. I'm going to try to connect this edge to this edge. Okay, whenever you make a mistake, this error message comes up, and it's going to tell it not to show me that again. I need to look at that back in the camera view. It's beginning to clean up some. Oh, okay, that's not going to work. What I want? Oh, I see it now. I need to get this up out of the way. It goes up here, and then this hip plane will connect to this roof over here. Yeah. If you don't do this all the time, it's kind of hard to see all this stuff. I wonder. No, that can't be the same roof plane. I'm going to try to join this edge and this edge and see what happens. Now we got this isosceles triangle kind of a thing here. Well, this was more trouble than I thought it was going to be. See if those two, well, no, that didn't work. I'm going to undo that. Waiting for it to undo. There we go. See, I need to fill in this here. It's all kind of okay except for that one spot. I don't think that this roof plane can come all the way out. I'm going to try it and see. No, that's going to give it asymmetric type overhang if I do that. Let me step back and look at this thing. I wonder if these are the same pitch. This one and let's see, it's 412. What's this? 812. No, they're not going to meet. I think that's the problem. You force these to be 4 and the front ones are 8. They don't fit together geometrically very well. Let me get rid of that. That's the one I copied earlier. It's just not working very well. It's turned out to be more fun than I thought it was going to be. No, I don't have the right angle on it. I want this to form with the opposite ridge there. Now these two lines should join. I just don't think the geometry's, well, it didn't join. Well, it's trying to, but it's way too asymmetric for that to work. See how this, we got too much overhang on this side. And the problem is, we got this 812 roof plane here and a 412 roof plane here, and they don't fit together very well. Architectural 2015 did a pretty decent job, but this might be an impossible task for anybody. You look at this. See, this side should look like that side, and it's not. We're not there. And that's because this 412 is here, and this is 812 here. They're not tying into each other. So, okay. We got a good join here. Okay, we're selected. There we go. It's this side here that's kind of problematic. So I'm going to get rid of this. Not that, not that. I don't want that. That. See, this one here, I believe, is 812. Yeah, 812. And this is 412, but they just don't fit together very well. How can I do that? I'm going to try to make this hip roof into a shed by adding a little more geometry to it. I'm going to straighten that line up if I can find the edit toolbar. There it is. Okay. Then we straighten this out. I'm just winging it at this point. I'm not quite sure what's gonna work. I'm just gonna straighten up the geometry some in plan view and then take a look with the overview camera. Oh, these overhangs are different values too. Yeah, all this overhang we have here, it should be just like this. What is that, 18 inches? I'm going to set it to 18 inches. Uh-oh. The wrong end changed. I want to... That's what I intended. Just so these overhangs line up. Let's take a look at that. It's probably not a solution, but might be closer to one. Okay, that's just not going to work. This is going to have to go back to here. And we'll take this roof plane all the way over here so it dies there. Make sure I get the breaks out of it before I try to, yeah, see there's additional breaks in the line there. I need to get that straightened down where it's just one line. Okay, now I think that's one line now, and we can join those two. Yeah, that joint. It's still a little rough looking over here. Oh, I've got some extra breaks in it, that's why, that I didn't know about. And an extra, well, maybe we need that stuff. Because the angle is going to change right here, so I need to have a separate line for that. And this, hopefully will connect to that. Nope. Well, I'm not getting anything to work. Let me look at that in plan view. Okay, that joined that time. These probably aren't going to join. That's the current problem. So I'm going to break this off right here. So we have a separate line that'll hopefully connect to this line that's adjacent. No, still being a problem. Just drag that down a little bit closer. So the problem is they're two different pitches, and so they're not going to fit together very well. Yeah. Whoops. Get over there. That still looks bad. But see, we have this 812 here and 412 here, and they just don't fit together very well. I think what I'm going to do is just pull this back out of the way over here. I just thought of this when I was staring at it. Because this area is kind of a problem area. The architectural would never have figured that out. It's hard to do in Pro. Now this underneath here, I'm going to hinge it over this area here. Straighten that up some. Oops, I got an extra break in there I don't need. I better do it in plan view. I need this perpendicular. That's better. And then roll it up underneath, right up against this wall. That's looking better. And this roof plane here that I turned into a shed, I'm going to make it a 312 shed instead of 812. But it's still kind of a bad spot. I'm going to put a break there and then hinge this down so it follows this angle. Reconnect it. Whenever you move it manually, you have to reconnect it because they get disconnected. And this edge here, bring it down some. I'm just trying to get it to, okay, that's looking better. Now 312 is not even working very well here. So I'm going to drop it down, use transform replicate, which you don't have in architecture. I'm going to drop it 12 inches, minus 12 inches. I don't think that'll mess with that window too much. And it'll be easier for me to tie in this shed roof with the rest of the roof. Bring this down just a little bit more. I just need that seam to disappear into the roof. Now in plan view, I'm going to notch this roof. Whoops, not that. This. Actually, not that. This. Ooh, I can't. Yeah, I'm going to notch this roof. We'll break it close to the edge and break it close to the edge on the other side. This is convoluted, but most new users of architectural software don't realize that the floor plan dictates the geometry of the roof. So if you have a really asymmetric floor plan, you get an asymmetric roof. And that's okay, but then you have to deal with that. We'll tie in the top of the shed to the roof. I think we're done. Maybe you don't like a shed roof, but it's a good solution to this wonky geometry that you've got. Let's see. I noticed there's something. You got an object over here. I'm going to delete it, whatever it is. So this little room has a shed roof over it, and the rest of the roof is now straightened out. Now, I'm not saying it's great architecture or anything, but it's just straightened out. One of the things when I design houses is I'm careful of how the floor plan's laid out, because how the roof looks is very important to people. And if you get an asymmetric floor plan, you get a roof that kind of looks funny, and it's hard for the software to figure it out. And I think that was the case here, but I figured out a way to smooth it out and make it work. See, normally in architecture, the pitches on the side of the house match. This doesn't match. That's bad architecture, in my opinion. And the front-facing pitches all be the same. Now there's only one front-facing gable, so I guess that's okay. And this is in the back of the house, so it's actually okay too. If you had two gables, front-facing gables, which you don't, and they should agree in pitch. Now this is okay. I'm not going to beat you around the head about this. I think it's fine now in terms of the roof. I'm going to save that. Let me repeat that when you get the file back, I repeat, do not rebuild roofs with this command up here. Auto rebuild the roofs. Don't do it. Otherwise, or if you do it, make a copy of this so you have this copy to fall back on, because in architectural, I don't think it's capable of doing this complicated a roof. Now, I could do it in Pro or in Premiere here, but you have a lot more tools and choices and vias to travel to get a result than you do in architectural, where you're stuck with settings. Okay? Thanks for watching.